Hi everybody, this is Carrick from Angry Centaur Gaming, and today I'm proud to bring you the review for PayDay 2 for the Xbox 360. I think we all remember PayDay with a delicious candy bar of sweet caramel and tons of salty peanuts. However, this time we're talking about the game. A game of guns and thieves. A game that ripped off the movie Heat so thoroughly that Al Pacino is still looking for his hair. And now we're lucky to have the sequel to the game PayDay by Overkill Games. It's the same story of 4 characters performing various illegal operations just like an African Red Cross tent. Graphics. The overall graphics are okay and in no way really surprising like a Justin Timberlake Lego castle set would be. And all the characters of various low polygon sorts with low, medium, and even some high-res textures throughout the game. You get the idea that they did this so that the game can keep up with the influx of bad guys that rush your position like Walmart shoppers at a free muffin tasting kiosk. Let's just call the graphics serviceable in the face of what they were required to do and move on from there. Though I do love the smoke effects, the FPS at times tanked during the effects so bad that I thought I was having flashbacks to the first time I swallowed a taser. However, usually they jump back in a moment or two regardless. Surprisingly, your partner's crotches are low polygon. Now when it comes to the sound, imagine replacing the United States national anthem with nothing but the sounds of gunfire, falcons crying, and Macho Man occasionally screaming, "Oh yeah!" at the top of his lungs. This is some sexy shit. Special effects are in true force here with gunfire and explosions, taking on a wholly different emotional resonance when inside a building versus outside. Gunfire is freakishly loud, like in-your-face roaring lion on the African prairie loud. It's disorienting, but refreshingly clean, and the sound effects belong in their own little section of the review topic. Just really amazing sound. The music is also surprisingly well done. The tracks are catchy, fit the mood of the game, and don't overstay their welcome at any point. So now when it comes to gameplay, it's really pretty simple. You perform random heists that pop up around the city, either in multiplayer or with AI. Missions are selected at your own safe house, like a low-rent Batman after being kicked out of the superhero defense force. The heists are actually pretty dynamic, with situations changing as you play, and never feeling dull, though in the end you are repeating the same ones over and over. Most missions can be finished without ever alerting the cops, which is somewhat the point. From the safe house, you upgrade your characters with new weapons and new skills. The skills are pretty cool with 4 tiers, and though nothing is special or even remotely surprising about the tiers or the skills, it's a nice RPG element that adjusts the missions once again. And I have to say that you see another game here that comes with an upgrade path that is Ice Age slow. The United States being taken over by the Cambodian Camel Combat Battalion has a better chance of happening than getting all the skills, though my real complaint is the Russian-era bread prices on the guns that must have been decided on by Enron financial consultants. And control's pretty spot on with some cool effects like things impacting your movement, like when you're carrying stolen goods, making you lean to the side like an STD-ridden sailor rushing back to his ship before it leaves port. You also have the ability to give your teammates 2 commands total, which is awesome because they're going to ignore them no matter what, even though there's only 2. You have a melee button, but like most games, the wild gesticulations when you hit it is about all you'll get out of it. Now, a special section I want to talk about is teamwork. When in multiplayer and playing with people who know what they're doing, the teamwork is a thing of beauty, like the first time someone saw a machine gun and thought, fuck it, let's put a grenade launcher on this bitch. The dynamics of the missions feed right into this, and can require a good deal of IQ to battle the constantly fluctuating battle requirements. However, when it comes to the game AI, neutering, think of that word, but instead of reproductive glands, attribute the word to someone's brain, as someone who's already probably licking the lint off windowsills for sustenance, and you might get to the point of understanding the AI in the game. It's bad. Now, people will say it's meant to be played with other people. Sure, but the option's there, and damned if I'm not going to try it. And this shit extends to the enemy AI as well, which is brain injury bad. Apparently, in this world, cops spend an inordinate amount of time bebopping into one another and the buildings at full speed like they're attempting hyperdimensional warp. The game is also hampered by a bit of sniggles. Sniggles is a word I just made up right now. That's that sneaky one last enemy on a level that's shooting you about once every 20 seconds and cause you to spin around in a Dramamine requiring high G maneuver that should only be repeated by female Russian jet pilots. Then when you find them, they're in some far off corner of the level jammed between some crates and eggplant in the body of a dead cosmonaut. I'm not saying that it's unfair, I'm just saying sniggles. The game is fairly infested with them, and it's fucking infuriating at times. So what do you get with PayDay 2? Listen, PayDay 2 is a vast improvement on PayDay 1. It's got RPG bits, it's got an insane amount of heists, it's got an insane amount of upgrades, and it's also got an AI that apparently learned their skills after asking NASCAR drivers for directions. Replayability is through the roof, and yet the more you replay, the more your chances of seeing through the cracks. And when the cracks appear, it's somewhat awkward, like when the loud music turns off during sex and suddenly it sounds like 2 grunting whales are in your bedroom and are attempting to beach themselves high on the cliffs of Dover. Which of course happened to me just last week. So as everybody knows, I rate games on a buy, wait for a sale, rent, or we shall never speak of this again rating scale. This is a buy. Regardless of the painful AI, the game offers an insane replay value, levels that require a nimble mind and a more nimble trigger finger, and some amazing gameplay. It's not perfect, but either is Alan Thicke, and I wouldn't leave him home alone with my girlfriend or boyfriend. The The game is good at what it does, and though it aims high and sometimes shoots dangerously close to your head like a drunken Russian sailor, it's worth the price of admission. So this is Carrick from Angry Centaur Gaming saying thanks for listening to the review. If you liked it, hit like. If you didn't like it, hit dislike. And hit subscribe if you can. Just remember, I won't beg you for subscriptions, but if you don't hit subscribe, a baby animal is killed every second. Thank you very much, and peace out, bitches. You're ghosting me, motherfucker.
Hey, 2 minutes. We have 2 more minutes until the pickup.
How many cops does the city have? All of them. Oh yeah. Take him down. Hey, dude, watch out, man. What are you doing? Ah! You're always up in my face. I must have shot 5,000 helmets off people's heads. I'm like, helmet destroyer. Doesn't kill them, but it is funny. Come here. Dead. Dead. Who is that? What the? Jesus, what is like a friggin' ninja? Oh, there he is. That wooden box will not stop these small rounds from killing you dead.